Also, God often asked to speak frog mouth witches. Wizard frog can be observed God's joy, anger, telling people believe in God say, God happy, good fortune will come tell people believe in God say, God angry, this family of his wife and children will worry sigh, rice I could not eat. This is a prevalent custom of it, or frog God really come true, not all of it is false. There is a businessman surnamed Weak, naturally stingy. At that time happened two residents gathered money to repair Guansheng Temple, both rich and poor out of the force, with the exception of Zhou as stingy. Repair for a long time, or it cannot be completed, led by people who have no way did you get the money. Just one day all offerings frog God, shaman suddenly said Zhou Kang general order to small god in charge of fundraising, the books brought, everyone fetch the books. Wizard said we have had people donate money, not reluctantly who has not donated and capabilities, their own pledges. We all listened respectfully, each donated money. Shaman looked at them all, saying, Zhou In is not here. Zhou was hiding behind the crowd, lest God knew he was, heard his name called, panic pale, hesitant to go to the front. Wizard books, pointing, said you donate 120 now. Show more embarrassment. Shaman said angrily excessive debt you have to pay 200, not to mention this is a good thing. It turned out that Zhou had an affair with a woman, the woman's husband caught, Zhou paid 220 silver up thing, so we shaman expose his privacy. Zhou won, shame and fear, forced, they pledged 220 on the books. He went home, told his wife. His wife said this is a wizard in teasing you, sorcerer repeatedly for money. Zhou still refuses to pay. One day, Zhou Mao gang to take a nap. I heard the door like a cow in breathing. He opened the door, turned out to be a giant frog, the door just big enough for its body, slow pace, just squeezed into the room. After the giant frog into the room, turned lying, his chin resting on the threshold. Zhou family was panic. Zhou said this must be discussed pledge of the money, then burn incense and pray to pay 32, several times to send the rest of that giant frog motionless request to pay 52, giant frog body suddenly shrink, smaller than a foot also added 22 giant frog shrunk to fight more generally large all requests to pay, the giant frog shrunk to the size of a fist, slowly go out and drill into the crack in the wall on gone. Zhou rushed out 52 money sent to the supervision. People are surprised, Zhou does not explain why. A few days later, the shaman said Zhou 52 still owes money, why do not you Dunning? Zhou won, very afraid, and sent 100 pence want several times paid the rest. One day, Zhou couple are eating, bird giant frog again, also like last time, the eyes reveal anger, while, giant frog on the bed weighted crumbling, and then put it on the pillow mouth drop off to sleep, lying belly bulging like a cow, gave the four corners of the bed filled. Zhou harm fear, hurried to come up with the money entrusted to it filled 120 numbers. Made in, giant frog did not move, have time, small frogs gradually gathered from the next day, came more, have got into the barn, bolted the bed, to go everywhere. Large-sized frog is so big, climb stove catch flies eat, some rot in the pot, so that the smell was not eating. On the third day, the yard full of frogs, but also a little gap are gone. Zhou family are terrified of horror, I cannot think that way. As a last resort, I had to ask the shaman. Wizard said it must be because you pay money as much as he intended. Zhou then prayed to God the frog, add 20 ounces of silver, giant frog's head was lifted up and add some money. Giant frog lift 1 foot add a little until the 120, giant frog was raised 2 feet, get out of bed to go out, clumsily took a few steps, then turned suddenly lying in the door. Zhou afraid of them, and asked how the shaman's going on. Wizard frog I guess God does mean that Zhou immediately allocate the money. Zhou helpless, handed over the money in full wizard, giant frogs this started, took a few steps, the giant frog's body suddenly shrunk, mixed in a large number of small frogs, unidentifiable, the frogs will crunching gradually dispersed. Off shrine when completed, to conduct the opening worship activities, but also need the money. Sorcerer suddenly pointed to take the lead. He said so and then also how much money should pay, for a total of 15 people, missing only 2 people. Everyone prayed, and said we are as a person and have together donated money. Sorcerer said I decided not to pay. Do not pay according to your wealth, but according to how much you decide to repair the temple. Misappropriation of money. This money is not stuffed into their own pockets. I am afraid that would have been a lucky accident. You read in the lead make arrangements for the matter, but also very hard working, so for you to eliminate the scourge, get rid of certain honesty, integrity, did not dry out shady outside of people. Even my shaman, I would not favor him a little bit. Let him cast the first money for everyone to take a good bar. Sorcerer finished, ran home, rummaging through. His wife asked him if he did not answer, put all their savings at home all taken out. He told the crowd shaman secretly withheld 8 ounces of silver. Today let him pay all out. Sorcerer with the crowd then said the money. Found that only over 62, it makes a note of the number he owed, and they were all shocked, did not dare to quibble, all pay the money in full. After this we have done, but unsure of the shaman, someone told him that is great shame, her clothes when the makeup arrears, only 2 people that pay the money owed. After the end of things, one of them is ill more than a month, another sore feet long, it takes medical expenses, even more than they owed the post. People think this is a deduction for their money and private retribution. She said different. The old frog hosted fundraising matters. No one dares to do good. Compared to the official use of torture to dunning tax debt is not much strong, and he can expose people take advantage of the work. They steal money, but also eliminate their evil, not only to show his mighty side, but also showed his compassionate heart.